Alrighty, people. How you living? How you feeling? We are a little bit later than scheduled, and I do apologize. But anytime that happens, it's just because we're recording content for you and we're putting extra love into it. So that's what was going on there. Got some great videos upcoming this week, giving you guys an updated Dynasty Superflex rankings for the rookies. I really would call it more my big board than anything, but was recording that. There's like 55 players in there. I'm trying to do it in under 30 minutes. It's really tough because you want to give information, but you don't want to go too long. It's really tough balance. Also recording a video that I did last year, and I'm updating the video. And it's essentially, you know, with this class coming in, this 2025 rookie class that we love with these running backs, and with how volatile the running back position is, last year I was able to give you a list based off certain criteria of running backs that we felt good about buying. And this year I'm making that video again where, and it's actually advanced even further beyond what it was last year to suit both rebuilders and contenders. Really excited for you guys to watch that video. It is based in research, and it'll give you a list, a comprehensive list of running backs that you can feel confident buying this offseason based off their price. So excited for those two pieces of content coming out here soon. We are also rebranding everything from Dynastyland to Fantasyland. That happens on Monday. So excited for that to come out here this Monday, your guys' time. We're also trying to keep up with their books because, you know, it's this time of the year, it's tax season, so we got to do, you know, all the tax stuff. We're thinking about V3. There's just a lot going on, isn't it? But it's an exciting time, and we're excited to be here with you guys.
Absolutely. I am excited about it. But how about that new Drizzy, huh?
I haven't had a chance to listen to it, to be honest.
I've only heard one song. It's okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to listen to it. But Finn said he's hoping to get on the show today. I'm Mother Flock, and I paid for a team review. Let us know what your username is on Flock Fantasy, my friend, because this will be a two-parter today, a startup draft, and we'll be doing quite a few team reviews because, you know, we've got a lot of you guys showing some love. What's up, Jordan in the building? Kegs is here. I love that we got people having conversations beforehand, and Jared and Brandon and Albert. What's up, Connor? And Joel's in the building. Dylan's here contributing in the chat. You love to see Styles here. Overplayed is here. Obviously, you know, got a bunch of great people with us. Charlie's in the building. We've got K Money in the building. We've got Styles in the building. Moose is in the building. And yes, we are, that's right. We are doing a rebranding. So next week you guys will see it. It looks beautiful. Like, maybe honestly.
Maybe it's a uplift of brands, if that makes sense. We are going to still be Fantasyland, Dynastyland.
Yeah, the name isn't changing.
The name's not changing. We're just, you know, rejigging the logo, making it look, I would say, a lot more the way we...
Let's be honest. When we started, our brand was one logo. That was it. Okay. And we were like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. And now we're like, hey, maybe we should have a proper branding.
Like, maybe we should have it,
on that. And it's been very, very fun to see this process kind of evolve. And I think the brand really represents us well. And we're very into streetwear, kind of into fashion, I guess you could say. And I think the new branding is very representative of who we are as people. So I'm excited.
Merch is up, buying merch.
And we are thinking about new
people,
merch.
Yeah, how many people would be interested in merch? And that could be from just t-shirts or hoodies, actually with some TLC behind it, not just a logo on it. You know, like
just to let you guys behind the curtain a little bit. We actually have really wanted to do this for a while. We are very we care about streetwear. We care about fashion, and not to say that we're the most fashionable people, but we just like streetwear a lot. And we had this idea to do like a monthly drop. Like, let's say every month we release hoodies, but there's like 10 of them to buy. Every month we release, you know, as like a startup, we release a hat, you know, we release phone cover, or, a beanie, or, every month we do something. And then what we'd want to do is like a portion of that go towards a cause that we really believe in. For example, for me, there's something called Run to Stop It, which focuses on like sex trafficking and stuff like that. which is something that I'm very passionate about, and something that Badaki's passionate about, trying to find a way to give back in that way. So that's an idea we have. Let us know what you guys think. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun, and we're excited for you guys to see it. All right, this is a 2-part stream. The first part is the startup draft. The second part is we'll do some team reviews. Okay. And it's looking like people are liking this idea, which is great. W idea. I need Zach's confused face graphic tee. W, love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, let's get to the startup draft, shall we? Now, Badaki, if people want to join us today, how can they go about joining this startup draft?
You guys join our Discord. That link is in the description. I put that link in the chat here as well. Join the Discord. Okay, and once you join that Discord, you're going to go to the Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, and then go under announcements. That's where you can join each and every mock draft, whether you're watching now or later. It is first come, first serve, and that's okay if you don't get in today, because we normally do a mock draft essentially every single day for you guys. So stay tuned for that. I think I'm already joined the mock draft. Yes, I did. Okay, so I am going to send that link out here in 3, 2, 1. There you go.
There we go. All right, so this will be a Superflex, PPR, Titan Premium, and there is a third round reversal. Okay, and it did fill up. So that's the dealio. Let's get this thing going here, and I actually need to open up my Superflex rankings. We'll do 30 seconds on the clock, and we'll just kind of see how this thing goes, right? It's been fun to see these Superflex drafts. Superflex drafts look a lot different this year than they did last year. They honestly do. So yeah. All right. Yeah. You joined the mock draft by getting in the Discord. We just talked about that, so hopefully you were tuned in there with us. I did see Finn. He says his username is Golf Stallion. So we'll definitely get to yours this week. Can't promise it today because he just purchased one today. Can't promise it today because we have a couple people ahead of you, but definitely we'll get to it this week. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get the Superflex startup draft started here in 3, 2, 1.
See.
Jaden Daniels off the board at the 101, automatically the best pick. I think we should stop now. Clearly, Weston has already won the draft, and he's probably going to win the league, so I think the rest of this is probably pointless. Appreciate you guys for joining the stream, and we'll see you guys later. Just kidding. All right, Josh Allen comes off the board. Lamar Jackson, then Jamar Chase, and Jalen Hurts. And now Jaboy's on the clock. And yeah, hard not to go Burrow here. So I'll probably grab Joey B. Little Joey B action there at the 106. Welcome to the squad, Joe. Quarterback 3 in points per game last year.
Joe Burr.
Someone had an incredible idea, by the way. Oh, I saw it in the suggests site recommendations. They said, is there a way to tick off players in rankings tab would be useful when drafting to strike out players who are selected? That's actually a great idea. And I know for me, at least, it would make these mock drafts a lot easier to manage when I'm trying to both contribute and, keep the stream going.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is a really good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Justin Jefferson, Jahmyr Gibbs at the 108, and then CeeDee Lamb at the 109 here. So you're getting a nice little run of wide receiver and the first running back off the board.
What's up, Lazy Bones? Welcome in.
Drizzy.
Jay Finn says, ready to cop that Cam Ward, best prospect since Joe Bertie. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I agree, Mike. I think CeeDee Lamb overall, he's been a pretty great buy in general. I think in Dynasty, not only startups, but Dynasty in general, I think he's been a great buy. I'm a huge fan of his price right now. When you add someone as a moderator, is it managing or standard, Badaki?
Standard.
I'm going to add Lazy. He's been with us for a hot minute as a member.
Yeah.
Matthew's here, by the way. I love it. I love that Matthew's here. What's up, Matthew? Welcome in, man.
That is awesome. Once again, I hope you're right, and I hope he goes to the New York Football Giants. If you are right, please, I beg of you.
Yeah. All right, so the first round goes Jefferson, Gibbs, Lamb, May at the 110 there for Joel, which I love me some May. That's quite bold. Then Amon-Ra, Neighbors, Bowers, Puka, Mahomes. That is the way this draft is going. Then we get Brian Thomas off the board. Bijan Robinson falls all the way to the 205.
Yeah, wow. I mean, 2 running backs start there. I mean, that's essentially what Zach did last time he hated his draft. The last time we did a Dynasty start, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I hated it. I
Let's see how his team's going to pan out.
But that doesn't mean it's not going to work out for you. Okay, Ashton Genty comes off the board. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing a wide receiver here, but I feel like they've all, like Amon-Ra went, Puka, Brian. Yeah. And this is weird. Like these definitely aren't my rankings right now on the site. Are you noticing this? I'll take Nico Collins off the board here. I don't think my rankings are accurate on the site right now.
Whose rankings would they be?
I don't know. Like something looks different.
What looks off about it?
Let me try and investigate here. I'll take Nico Collins. Like for example, Nico Collins. For some reason, he's wide receiver 10 behind London and Wilson right now, which is definitely, I've never had that.
I'm pulling your rankings.
I also have Bucky Irving as RB7. Somehow he fell. What is going on with the rankings, dude? Did we get to save these rankings? I don't want to have to go back and redo them all.
So you have where Brian Thomas. Oh no, I gotta make a pick.
Oh wait, Mason's here. Oh, he says Joe's updating ranks, pushing an update with tiers to create rankings and caused issues. Oh no! Please tell me I'm not gonna have to redo my rankings, Mason.
I was gonna say, like, I see Malik, your wide receiver 6, and then Nico wide receiver 7. I know, like, Brian Thomas, you have Malik and Brian Thomas next to each other.
Yeah. Well, it was weird because Mahomes was so high in my Superflex rankings, and I was like, okay.
Sometimes I don't want to think. Jimmy, to include tiers in your rankings now. UI looks pretty clean.
Do we have like saved previous rankings that they can add, or will we have to redo all of them? Let me know. That just takes so long. Okay, A-Rich goes at the 212.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, there's a quarterback that's still available.
That's quite surprising. Drake London at the 301 is crazy too. He says he tried to take London there. Okay.
Oh, right. He took Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, so he tried to take London, but it ended up being A-Rich on accident is what he's saying. What's up, Aselmo? Hey, what's up, Aselmo? What's Gucci? Lone Eagle says, you think this year or last year was better for a startup? Honestly, I think this year is a little bit more reasonable with quarterbacks, at least.
Yeah, quarterbacks were gone probably the first full round. The only non-quarterback that was going in the first round was Chase and Jefferson.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So like half of these quarterbacks, there's no way you can get someone like a Caleb, Anthony, Justin Herbert at the end of the second last year. Maybe some quarterbacks, but not that type of caliber. The end of the second, you were actually getting the Kyler Murrays last year, the Brock Purdy's last year.
Yeah.
And like look how they dropped. CJ Stroud, by the way, at the 3-4 is crazy.
Yeah, I'm like struggling to do this draft because I was relying on my rankings, and now they're not my rankings. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna grab another quarterback here. I'll grab Jordan Love. Yeah, the sleeper ADP is really bad. Like they haven't updated it the entire offseason, it felt like. Like has sleeper, does anybody know if sleeper's updated the ADP once this entire offseason? Because we are still drafting based off of 2024 ADP. You know?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Oh gosh.
I don't understand why they haven't put any effort. Like, why is Sleeper not putting any effort into improving the ADP? It's weird. It's very weird. But if you're able to draft, it will make your life a lot easier. Like drafting, you'll be able to draft some monster squads right now based off this ADP.
Well, that's what normally happens. Like people are so used to this ADP, and then the ADP gets flipped, and you're like, oh shit. You get all discombobulated right after that. And what's crazy is that they change ADP. Like you're used to drafting the ADP for rookie drafts right after the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And you're so used to that, and then it gets updated. Fuck, I want AJ Brown. And then people are like, oh shit, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I'm struggling because I used to rely on my rankings and now I don't know what to do.
Gosh, and it's short too. I'm just gonna go T. Higgins then.
Higgins is a great pick there. That's a really good pick. Yeah, just looking over. So we had Ladd went off the board, JSM went off the board, Adunze Rice. Marvin went 209. AJ's gone. Yeah, Saquon looked like a pretty good value there.
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon
Barkley.
Achan, I like that pick actually. Achan's a great pick there.
And make it hard to be the focus.
You know what? I'll go ahead and take I'll take Ted McMillan here. Everyone says I hate him, but he's tied for
Careful.
#1 with Luther Burden. And I'll show the people that don't hate him. I'll take Ted McMillan here at the 406. So eat that, haters.
Luther Burden goes 2 picks after that.
Which I was going to take, but I wanted to get people off the whole, like, they hate me because I don't have Tet on question #1 vibes.
They hate me because they hate me. Couple other running backs here. Bucky at the 4.9, which is great. With Marion Hampton there at the 4.10. I feel like this is where these little rookie runs are going to start happening here. Jared Goff. And Dizzy at the 112 with a nice start. Neighbors, Bowers, getting London at the 3-1, getting Michael Penix and Baker Mayfield. I think that's exactly how he wanted to start this draft. That's kind of sexy.
Damn, that is wow.
That's super high fire, kid.
That's probably like the ideal start from the 12 spot. I don't know that you could have had a better start than that. Truly, that's probably the best start I've seen in a while in a startup. Well done. All right, so we did see Amarion go. Igbuka goes.
Maria.
Love the Tet price. Me too. Yeah, I think people are often forgetting these rookie wide receivers when it gets to like the 4th round. I think once T. Higgins and A.J. Brown are off the board and Rashee Rice, Adunze, JSN, it gets really messy to me. Like, I don't really have strong conviction on a lot of these names. Like the Waddles, the Ayuks, the Devontas, the Olaves. It's just, I feel like I really would rather take kind of these upside picks with the McMillans and the Burdens there, believing that they are going to go round 1. And I like the prices there as well.
No, it makes sense. That's what normally happens, right? And then we get closer to the season, and then it all flips. It's like, oh, do I take the rookie or I take the vet? Because it's crazy to think that like we're drafting like someone's like the Waddles, the Laves, these first round guys
Yeah.
are not even going until like the 5th, 6th round of startups right now.
No, I agree with you. On the clock here, and I don't want to be too rookie centric, but I just love the Travion Henderson value at the 5.7. Outside of Ashton Genty, I think he has just as much chance as anyone else of being the RB2 in the class. So I will take him off the board there at the 5.07. And, this is what I will say. If you guys are actually doing startup drafts, if you have like proper rankings in front of you and you can tick them off as you go and you have like your cheat sheets or whatever and your rookie rankings, you have a chance to build a monster squad. Really, you do, because the ADP, while it sucks, you can use it to your benefit. And Mason actually said, seems like they're just deploying all their resources to their pick'em product. Said, F the fantasy players, they don't make money, which might be happening. And maybe there's a gap in the industry. Maybe there's a gap in the industry. I don't know.
I won't say anything.
I don't know. Something could be cooking.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. Just make sure you have an account. Make sure you have an account. I'm not going to say the website, but you know which one you should have account on, right?
Alex says, guys, I went to the hospital today and was diagnosed with Bucky Irving. Which I want to be diagnosed with that too.
Let's see.
Taylor says, what's y'all's opinion on a startup with no third round reversal? Commissioner of the league I joined insists on not doing it because he wants to do the rookie draft in reverse order of the startup. That seems wildly unfair. Why would you not choose the 12 spot in that scenario? You would be a fool not to choose 12 if they're going to do reverse order for the rookie draft. That's in my opinion, ridiculous way to decide it. I think the much smarter way is to do your startup draft and let people draft picks, and then do your rookie draft based off of where people picked the draft picks in the startup. Frankly, Taylor, you can send this to your commissioner. That is one of the dumber ideas I've heard in a while. I like the team you're building there.
Yeah, honestly, I was going to take James Cook there. There's a couple other running backs I would like to go, but let's see what happens and who falls to me at the 7-11.
Oh my god.
It's always open, We'll see.
Connor has a chance to do something crazy here. Okay, I like it. I like that too. I like that a lot.
Not crazy enough for Zach, though.
Oh, I like that. I do like it. Devonta's a great pick. I was eyeing him up myself. I'm probably going to grab Ayuk here as my wide receiver 3. He says, I'm 100% sending this to him. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm ready for the hate. I'm sending you my address, too. Tell him meet me on the block.
I think the rookie stuff is... I don't like the rookie, like, in reverse order.
No, that's just dumb.
But, like, I actually don't... I can care less about third round reverse or not. I think I've always done Dynasty startups, without third round reversals. A lot of our home leagues with our close friends don't have third round reversals, so... I think I'm just used to it, but I'm indifferent. I really don't care, to be honest. So Quinshon Judkins and Josh Jacobs were the two guys I was eyeing. But that's okay. We'll see see who comes back there. Tyler Warren at the 6'10". So he is a 4 tight end off the board in the 6th round.
I definitely goofed there. I should have taken Josh Jacobs. In fact, I was eyeing him for like 2 rounds. But Tyler Warren's a great pick. I like that a lot. Matthew Golden, who ends up being like my best pick in like round 8 in these startups because people keep forgetting about him.
Ooh,
That's who I was like trying to understand. Like, how is Dak Prescott a 7th round pick? I'm so sorry. This is coming from a Chiefs fan. How the hell is Patrick Mahomes?
You mean a Washington fan?
I support 2 teams. You have a problem with it, you can deal with that on your own. Patrick Mahomes goes at the 203. The 203. I love Patrick Mahomes. He's 29 years old. He has not been a game-changing quarterback for fantasy in the last couple of years. And then we get Dak Prescott at the 7-1, who is 31 years old and is like a year removed from finishing as a top 6 guy in points per game. That the difference between these guys is mind-blowing to me. Dak remains the easiest buy in Dynasty by a landslide. It's not even close.
Go get him on your team, boys and girls.
George Pickens comes off the board. I like that price on Pickens.
I think Zach's going to take the guy that I want. Let's see. Oh, actually, no. Link does.
I was
Kenneth Walker.
really about to take him there.
Okay. Pivot.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
We are pivoting.
Well, at least you have time to pivot. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm just going to look at the rookies again. I'm going to take... Has Loveland gone? Okay, I'll take Loveland.
Yeah.
When all else fails, just take a rookie.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was
ADP
going
is
as
so
well.
bad that you almost
There's
just
still one more.
kind of have to.
Yeah, there's still one more. Let's see.
Does Zach stay strapped? I don't know. You want to find out? I'm just kidding. No, of course not. For legal reasons and for my own health, no, I don't.
Yeah, owning a weapon in Australia is actually technically is legal, but it's actually really hard to get a weapon in Australia. You have to go through all these things. They had like this one mass shooting and they shut it down. But America, let's not get into it though.
Yeah, I don't really know that you want to open that can of worms.
I'm just a black man in Australia, so it doesn't matter. I got out.
But the Americans don't think you're black. Sorry, man.
That's okay. Americans think I'm Spanish. I got out.
That was the funniest comments in the Flock League this year. You guys need to add someone who's black. But Hockey's like, what the fuck? Like, no one thinks I'm black.
It just makes sense though. Like, in Australia, I'm black. In America, I'm Spanish.
Yeah.
So I can't. Maybe in a different country, I'll be white. The privilege
man.
I would have.
We can dream.
Gosh, come on.
Where did Jared Goff go? He went at the 411. Just trying to keep up with where all these players are at. Travis Hunter comes off the board. That's a good pick. I mean, it could be. It could be a terrible pick. I have no idea.
The more and more I'm hearing and listening and reading, I actually don't think it's going to be someone that we're going to want to draft in rookies.
I have no idea. I really have no idea.
It's just like it's just the feeling that I'm getting. I have nothing to back it up, but like, I'll take Joe Moneybags here. That's just what I'm getting. Like, oh, and if you really break it down, the top teams that could potentially take him. If he goes to Cleveland, technically they need a wide receiver, right? But if he goes to New York, they need a defensive player. If he goes to New England, I know they just got Gonzalez, but they technically need a wide receiver. Jacksonville, like they're both positions are needed on all these teams. Which one is going to be more important for that team? I think it's going to be cornerback, which is going to be the case, but I could be wrong.
Well, you could be right. Damn it! I was like, yeah, this guy fell way down ADP in 2025. I'm going to get a huge steal here. Nope. Not today.
I'm doing little things.
Shit, I don't know what to do now. Just go rookie. Jeez. God help me.
I'm
going to go Tyrone Tracy. Is he there? Okay, we'll grab Tyrone.
You gotta call on Tyrone.
Oh, shit! This freaking ADP, man!
He's really discombobulated without his
Without my rankings, I'm lost right now. That's so annoying. Those guys are both.
This guy's crazy, isn't it? Right, Matthew? This guy, you want this? You guys take advice from this guy? Taking Tracy over Chase Brown? You kidding?
Love it. Taking QJ over JSN? You're kidding. You're
Come
kidding
on.
me. You want to go there?
Yeah, he's coming.
Yeah,
Huh?
you want to bring the heat?
Yeah. I mean, where's Trey Lance at? Fucking mental.
Oh, we can go. We can go round for round here.
David Montgomery, that's another guy I was eyeing. I really wanted it.
Yeah, I love the Monty pick. Ricky Pearsall picks 200 IQ. I mean, he's only going to improve value as well.
Yeah.
Man, I was really wanting Jamison Williams. That's frustrating. You almost have to like literally bury yourself in the ADP to find.
No, you definitely do.
The fall of Kyle Pitts and Dalton Kincaid. May they rest in peace. May they rest in peace.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. What more can you do there?
Devin Neal
you know?
coming off the board. I love that pick a lot. Love me some Devin. Devin is gone. George Kittle. Golf 3 rounds before Dak is crazy, Mike says. Chris Godwin coming off the board. Still no quarterback 2 for Netsy there, by the way. So we're playing a dangerous game here. Grabbing the
Those running backs.
28, almost 29-year-old wide receiver coming off a broken ankle over our quarterback 2, but it could pan off. It could just pan off.
I know.
Mark Andrews, I love that pick, but I'm going to take my quarterback 3 here. Sam Darnold, welcome home. If he signs a long-term deal in Minnesota, then we've got an even bigger value there. If he goes somewhere else, I don't think he's going to be much cheaper than round 9.
Makes sense.
I love Bashul Tootin, man. I talked about him on our most recent video. You can go check it out on the channel. He's actually the first player in our most recent video, and I talk about him in depth there. Love me some Scootin' Tootin'. What would you trade Tracy away for? He's kind of like on the edge of a first and second round value. So the way I view it is if you can buy him for a second, I think it's worth it. If you can sell him for a first, I think it's worth it. It's kind of that range, if you will.
Yeah, I agree.
Trying to keep up with the chat here.
I'll take Trey.
I like the Trey Benson pick. Marvin Mims at the 9-10. Wow.
Come on, baby.
That surprised me for sure. Could Tyrod be a decent one-year fill-in for the Jets? He could be. Yeah. Or it could be like Jacoby Brissett, where you're like, this is kind of pointless, you know?
Yeah.
So
he's just
could
gonna
be
get hurt.
one. Yeah.
He's gonna get hurt, and he's gonna miss a game, and we're gonna have Jordan Travis start a game or 2.
Maybe. Been one of my favorite stashes for sure. Oh, wow. Dealership and Bounty got removed from ranked play.
Today?
Yeah, I liked Dealership.
Who's playing ranked? Who's playing ranked on BO6? And what's your rank? That's what I want to know.
Jalen Royals, I probably pushed it.
Conner.
I probably pushed it too far with Jalen. I was hoping to grab him here soon and played with fire a little too long, I think.
Yeah, I should have went some of these rookies.
Yeah, I'll take a rookie I really like here. I'll take Jack Besh. take Jackie Boy off the clock there. It's been awesome to see Jack Besh get more and more early second round selections in these mock drafts that we're seeing.
Yeah, I saw somebody say that somebody put out a new mock draft. Was it Daniel Jeremiah? And I saw it earlier in the comments and that he put another mock draft where he had
this is
Amari on
2.0 was released
to the
today.
Chargers.
Let's have a quick geese.
Oh,
So he went Abdul Carter, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Will Campbell, Sanders to the Raiders. Warren gets to the Jets. And he's got, let's see.
Ooh, to the Bucks.
Tet all the way down to the Bucks. Okay, Loveland right after.
Yeah, Ashton to the Steelers.
Okay. Hampton right after him to the Chargers. Wow.
Who
Henderson
Dallas go?
at pick 24. Egbuka at pick 25. Golden to the Bills. I mean, that'd be hot. Golden gets round 1. Then we see the Ohio State boys, Henderson and Egbuka, go round 1 back to back in great landing spots. Couldn't be more perfect. Hampton in a perfect landing spot. Genty would be exactly what the Steelers need. Loveland, Tet. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
We saw Sampson off the board. Pollard and Pacheco go.
Yeah, no, that's wild.
I concur. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Genty's going to fall that far.
Yeah,
Lazy Bone says, I hate dealership. I can't wait for Grind to come back. I really was starting to like dealership, man. I really was starting to like it.
Dealership was good. The other one,
Bounty
was terrible.
All right,
which means that they should be bringing other maps in rotation.
You think so?
You would, I would expect it. There's only 4-5 maps or not even. I feel like there's only 4 maps in rotation right now. Skyline, Protocol. Can't think of the other 2.
Yeah.
They need more maps.
I'll grab a veteran here. I'll grab Devontae Adams in the 11th. Looking at my starting lineup right now, we've got Burrow, Travion Henderson, Tyrone Tracy, Nico Collins, Tet McMillan, Loveland, Ayuk, Besh, Adams, Jordan Love, Sam Darnold on the bench. I'm liking that.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I was eyeing him up as well. Love the Brashard Smith pick there.
First time we did it. My God, down for you.
We play zombies every once in a while, but we're really like hardcore on ranked is where most of our time and efforts go.
Yeah. Baby, I'm a dog.
Andrew says, are you taking Higgins, Royals, or Besh at the 12-3? I think really draft capital will determine all that, but I would lean Royals based off my rankings. All great options there as Isaiah Bond comes off the board.
Okay.
Tucker Kraft is another really good pick for sure. I like Netsy's wide receiver room. I'm really not a fan of the quarterbacks here though. Cam Ward and Justin Fields. I mean, you're playing with fire there.
Okay. Didn't mean to Travis Kelce.
Badaki drafts someone who's retired. You love to see it.
Nah, he's not retiring.
He's playing 5 more years, baby.
Steal the draft.
Ah, I love that pick. That's literally who I had queued up in my mind. Okay, I got some ideas here. Sharp's not a bad pick at all there. Yeah, I'm going to go Trey Harris. Is Trey Harris already drafted? Did I miss that? Yeah, he already was drafted. So we're going to switch it up, and we're going to grab RJ Harvey, who I also featured in today's video, or yesterday's video, as one of my favorite sleeper running backs in the class. There goes Jackson Dart.
So clothing, they like it. Okay. I'll get to work on it, boys and girls. See you there. See you in Austin.
Lazy says, people play dealership super corny. It might piss me off less if I stopped running into shock charges around every corner. Oh, well, yeah. Shock charges, you don't got those in ranked play, though.
Yeah, Matthew, I saw that you Diamond 1. I think we're both Diamond 1 or Diamond 2.
Master
As
Prestige, yeah. I do like Tootin, man. Love him. Talked about him in our most recent video. Kraft similar to Kittle? Yeah, I mean, I could see the comparison. Kittle's, I think, a better version of Kraft at this point. But Kraft could develop into that. He could have that career arc. As A.O. Manor comes off the board.
How many days until the NFL draft?
Yeah, we need Daniel Macy here to tell us.
Where's Daniel Macy? I think it says on Tankathon, doesn't it?
Does it?
64 days.
Okay, there you go.
It does say on Tankathon.
TT says, love the draft guide you guys are putting together. Very informative and gave me names I hadn't really considered. That's awesome to hear, man.
That's awesome, man, yeah.
We've been very glad with the feedback we've been getting on that rookie report. So much information there, and have really loved the feedback so far. Jaylen Warren coming off the board. There goes two.
That's not a bad pick, actually.
Yeah. No, I agree. So we
Not
had
according to Dana Jeremiah's, though.
Say again.
Not according to Dana Jeremiah's mock draft.
Yeah, right. Tajay Spears comes off the board as well. Tez Johnson's gone. I mean, I don't want to draft too many rookies. I just feel like that's where the value is right now. I'll go Damian Martinez. I could see him being like a Brian Robinson level player there.
I got two guys. Oh, let's see. My Bonnie.
Ben Sinnott off the board. Rashad White, Blake Corum. This is the last round here. Wow, Evan Ingram's actually...
I had him on my queue.
That's actually a pretty good value, not going to lie. Jalen Wright. I like the Jalen Wright pick a lot. I mean, is Calvin Ridley really this cheap?
Nah, man, it's just the ADP.
He's near the top of the ADP right there. I'm going to grab him. I'm going to grab him there. Round 14.
He's going to be linking up with Cam Ward, according to Matthew.
The best quarterback prospect since Joe Burrow, brother. Don't forget that.
Well, Matthew said he's the best prospect, but not the best. He never said the landing spot. Can you double down, Matthew, and tell us where he's actually going?
I assume if he's the best quarterback prospect since Joe Burrow, it's got to be 101, no?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, Jalen Coker off the board. I like that pick a lot. In fact, Jerry actually asked, are you taking Leggett over Coker? I don't actually remember. I don't have access to my rankings. I'm literally about to go look at my rankings, and I'm like, oh, I actually don't know. I don't know, honestly. As Pat Bryant comes off the board. Yeah, I'm loving the squad, boys. Loving the squad we got going on here. A lot of running back my guys, if you will. Liking the Nico Collins, McMillan, Ayuk, Adams, Ridley, Besh combo. Loveland there in round 7 in a tight end premium. Darnold as the quarterback 3. Could have had Chase Brown, but I'm an idiot. Could have had Ken Walker, but he went one pick before me.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, man.
But that was fun. Nick Foles, probably the value of the draft. I mean, he just retired, but that's all a fugazi. That's a fugazi. You're not ready for the Nick Foles return. Who's starting in New York this year? You're looking at him. You're looking at him. Throwing 30 touchdowns to Malik Neighbors.
That's okay. That means we're going for Archie. Come on.
You'll love to see
You got the Texas hat on.
Hook 'em. All right.
Hook the horn.
That is the end of the startup part of today's stream. We are going to transition to team reviews, and we've got quite a few. Before we get to those team reviews, there's some trade questions that we can go ahead and answer first. A lot of people are utilizing the trade question feature on the site. If you go to the top right, you'll see personal advice. You can submit a trade question there on the Flock site. If you don't have a free account yet, you can get one for free with the promo code LAND. flockfantasy.com/land. You can link up your teams, and obviously you can ask some questions on the site if you want in the future. And of course, if you want to become a yearly member, you'll get a team playbook and a team review. But let's answer some of these trade questions before we get into the review section. And this is from Sets. He says, rebuilding team looking to trade the 101. Is this a good deal? And my answer would instantly be no, thank you. If you're trading the 101, we've said this many times, even on a rebuilding team. Number one, if you're not going to get the value I'm about to say that you should get, then you just need to wait, right? You just need to wait until April. Number two, if you are going to trade the 101, you need to ask yourself, this is how I operate, at least, not everybody. What would I trade away Bijan Robinson for? What would I trade away Jahmyr Gibbs for? And if the return you're getting for the 101 isn't the same, then I'm not personally willing to sell the 101. So I would not sell Jahmyr Gibbs for the 108, the 106, and a second round pick. I wouldn't. So if we want to find a counter to this, we can actually just quickly look at the teams in this league. This is the guy who has these picks, the 106, the 108. And I mean, I'm not really seeing a counter I love here, but you wouldn't be that interested in this guy's future picks because he's a good team. I think it would need to be like the 106, the 108, the 201, and then we need to find a way to get Rashee Rice in there as well as a rebuilder. So I'd remove that second round pick. I'd add I'd add the 201 equivalent here, right? I can't add like the 201 specifically, but we'll add the 201. We're going to add Rice and figure out what to send him to kind of make it even. So we'll send him back. You think like a Tyrone Tracy maybe? Or Tank Dell?
Yeah, Tank Dell, Tyrone. Honestly, just somebody. Maybe I'll keep Tyrone. Go more for like the take. Jalen Warren.
You could throw Jalen Warren in there. If not Jalen Warren, and you have like the most I would pay is Tyrone Tracy on top of this. But if in order, I'd rather send Dell first. If that doesn't work, then I'll go ahead and try and send Warren.
Tracy.
Right? And if that doesn't work, then we'll go Tyrone Tracy. But if they're not going to agree to this deal, no big deal. I'll wait until Ashton Jeanty gets drafted in round 1.
Yeah, I would just say you're probably best to wait Sets because the value is going to continue to rise.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree. He'll get that time code, which is great. He'll be able to see exactly our conversation there. We got another trade question. This is from Jay Bird. Says, is
Jay
this
Burr.
team worth it? Trying to stay competitive while helping my future. Any recommendations? Recommended pass on what to do with the 102 in my current team. Okay. So, it's a trade question. So we can answer the trade question. We can't really review the team, right? But they would be sending away the 102 and Dallas Goedert for the 108 in 2 seconds. And that's a terrible trade.
No way, dude.
Yeah, this is a mediocre trade. If someone sends me this, I'd be laughing at their face. I mean, no, not even close. Let's have a look at these teams.
I mean, you have Trey McBride already. There's no point of view. Well, sorry, excuse me. I'm having the 102 can really just help boost your team. To be completely honest with you, I'm not sure how big the start is. The start 14,
I have no
so
problem
typically-
tearing down from a 102, but this is not at all what I have in mind.
Yeah.
Like, I want to stay in the top 7, first of all. This is the 108. And if I stay in the top 7, I'd like to get a future first-round pick. So if I'm
this
going
guy
from
has
the
the
102,
105.
let's say the 105 and a future first-round pick. That is what I'm expecting. And that's what he has. He has a 105. So let's ask for the 105. Where is that? I just removed it. Here it is. And let's ask for a future first. What, like 2027? Do we have the first rounds? Oh, why did that change? Okay. Where is it? Does he have the 105? Because I'm not seeing it now.
Yeah, the other dude, he has the 101,
Okay, he
105, 108. Yeah.
All right, let me just try and reset this then. Okay, so the 105 and ideally a future first. I just don't know how to add that here. Does he have a future first? Or maybe that's the problem. He doesn't have a future first.
He probably doesn't have.
He does. He does have a first in 26.
It's probably not. It's probably just not showing up because of the glitch. So just put the. I guess he's gonna get the timestamp. So as he's watching this.
Yeah.
The 105 and the 28. Just put like. You can't even choose. You can't choose a 26.
No. What about trying like Marvin Harrison in the 108 or something? And then we would send him the 102 and like Ramondre Stevenson. I would do that.
Sure. I'm okay with that.
That's another offer. Again, you'll get the timestamp, but if you don't do a deal like this, then this is a terrible offer, and it needs to be the 105 and a future first-round pick. But I can't put that in there for some reason. So I'll just put the 101, but it doesn't have to be a 101, obviously a future first-round pick. Right?
Yeah.
That would be my counter. Otherwise, you hold the 102 and you draft. Reed here says they would also send over the 103 for Collins. Well, I like the 103 over Taylor.
I like the 1-3 over Taylor as well. I think the Nico Collins for the 103 is. Well, like, you're receiving Nico. I'm okay to receive Nico.
I would rather have Nico. Yeah, I agree, actually.
Yeah. I would rather have Nico, and I would rather have the 103 over Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So I'm there with you on that.
So if I'm remembering correctly, he is getting the player, right?
No. Yes. No, he's getting the 103.
Oh, well, I'd rather have
ABC
Collins
Johnson.
over the 103.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
I agree.
Let me just take the 103. That's what I'm trying to say. I prefer the 103 over Jonathan Taylor. I prefer Nico Collins over the 103, right? I mean, even in the startup we just did today, I took Nico at the 207. Jonathan Taylor went at the 502, which is actually really good value for Jonathan Taylor. But point is, yes, I would take the 103. I mean, if you even look at this draft we did, right? You have Genty, which is 101. Then we had Tet 102, Burden 103, Hampton 104, and then Taylor went right before the 105. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. Adding the 103. Another trade here: Marvin or Devon Achane.
No, I still want Marvin. Like at face value.
What does the chat think? I think I need to pull the chat on this because I think it depends. Like if you're competing.
Yeah, that's why I want to go. I'm looking at his team. So he currently he's receiving Devon Achane. So that means he's giving away Marvin. He currently has, this is a start 9. He has Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown. And he has Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, Marvin Harrison.
So Marv went at the 209 here. Like, to be honest, though, that felt quite early to me. I actually have Marv more ranked around JSN range. So I think he should be a 3rd-round pick. Achane went at the 405. In a vacuum, I think most people are going to say Marv. Vote in the chat for us, guys.
I'm still going Marvin personally. But, like, I think even if I am competing or missing a piece, like, this guy technically doesn't need Devon.
I mean, let's just keep in mind, though, I love Marvin Harrison as much as the next guy. He did just score 11 points per game. You know, like, talk about disappointing. I'm not sure there was a more disappointing player based off expectations than Marvin this year for the rookies. 11.6 points per game. And you really can't blame it all on Kyler Murray. Sure, he played a part, but let's be honest. Like, Marv did not play up to his own standards he sets for himself. I still believe in Marv long-term as a prospect, so I would go Marv, but it is not that far off. In fact, if I can make a counter here, you know, I don't know that I'm like that opposed to talking about a counter. Let's say I received the, what if you got the 103 and then you sent the 106? Are you doing it then? Are you taking Achane then?
I guess it just depends on the landing spot, but like it wouldn't be more intriguing. Like if you're telling me, like, is it Tet to the Jets? Is it Tet to the Raiders, or is it Tet to New England?
Well, you probably don't even have to think about Tet. You're thinking about Amarion or Henderson or.
Sure, but I guess if that's the case, then if you are worried about if he's trying to get better running back depth, what's the point of? Do you want Achane? Do you want a Marion over Devon then? In a vacuum? With the landing spot?
I would be kind of more indifferent.
Yeah, because then if that's the case, you might as well just keep the 103.
Yeah.
If you're happy with wherever Marion's going to go.
I think this kind of evens it out for me. Maybe you can add like a 2nd, 3rd round pick swap in your favor as well. But straight up, I think you go Marv. You can make it interesting, though. Like if you add some of these pick swaps in. You add the 103, the 106, and you get a 2nd and a 3rd. You send a 3rd. That could make things more interesting, I think. It's close. And again, I'm not out on Marvin Harrison by any means, by the way. I mean, there's a very realistic possibility that Achane outscores Marvin for the next 2 years. Should we talk about that? You know, like, it's a possibility. I think Marvin can definitely break out. He definitely didn't play up to his standard, but
I think he can break out as well. I think that's what I'm leaning on. Leaning on the breakout, but the setup is there with Kyler.
Yeah. Should we get to these reviews?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sorry, I just wanted to quickly say to Ant Tip, we sent you a message on the Flock site. We need your sleeper league ID because you sent a message and I replied, but just need that ID unless we are only going to work on screenshots, if that makes sense. So, okay, let's get into some team reviews, shall we? If you guys are out there, we're going to be giving away a ton of playbooks tonight. All right. Team playbook, which is what we would consider the best customized game plan to your Dynasty offseason. Are you talking to me? Sorry.
No, you said we're going to be giving away. So we're going to be reviewing. Sorry, just wanted to clarify.
I more meant like the people bought them and now we're giving them team playbooks.
Yes,
but
yes. I didn't.
You do have to buy them. Yes.
I don't want people to think that you're giving away how many.
Yes. So Team Playbook is a complete customized game plan for your Dynasty offseason. Customized trade targets, what to do with your draft picks, understanding your positional priorities based off your league settings, your pathway moving forward, these type of things, right? So we'll be doing a bunch of team reviews and giving these team playbooks to these people who have supported us. If you're out there and you want your team playbook, there are 2 ways that you can get it. First way is by becoming a yearly Motherflocker member with the promo code LANT. All right. When you become a yearly member, you get the team playbook, you get the review, but you also get our 2025 rookie report, which we just showed you guys recently. We've had a bunch of great feedback. But when you go to the, when I go to Flock Fantasy here and I go to recent posts, you'll see our 2025 rookie report version 1.0. And obviously you'll get access to this entire report. Over 55 individual write-ups of player profiles, and it will only grow from here. Historical hit rates, all limits lemonade team, big boards, and players to monitor, my guys, individual profiles for every player, and it'll constantly update. You also get all of the premium tools on the website, the trade calculator, the prospects models, and the My Team feature, the trade finder, the rankings, as well as all of the databases and draft guides and articles on the site. Again, when you become a yearly Motherflocker member, and you have to use the promo code LAND. You also get a free trade question voucher, and a lot of people, after they finish their review, they send in that trade voucher to follow up, which is cool. And of course, you're supporting Badaki and I, and you get discounts off anything on the Flock store moving forward. The other way to get your team reviewed or your team playbook is by using the a la carte store, the Flock store. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you are a member of a different promo code, or let's say you use promo code FLOCK or whatever the case may be. You can still go to the store, which is at the top right there, or the link in the pinned comment. And you can go to team review. Assuming you've already linked up your teams. If you haven't, then you can click that link button right there. Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, you can link up. If you're on an MFL league, you can leave your league ID and screenshots, but it'll automatically import your settings. If you're able to link, then you go and you select your team, make sure the draft picks are correct. You hit continue. You'll see Zach and Badaki here. The offline version is $79, but it's discounted for members by 30%. And then if you want the live version, you just got to choose the live tier. And really, that's just because if we have a long queue like we have today, we want to prioritize those people who, decide to go live. All right. And Scary Jerry sent in a super chat to upgrade his to a live review. Shall we?
Let's do it. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support, Scary Jerry. He said, won the chip in 2023 and a French playoff team in 2024. Have a lot of picks in the next year's draft and hoping one of them is the 101 and at least one of them is a top 6. I feel like my team is in a limbo and not sure where to go. Don't think I can truly compete this year, but hopefully I can in 2026. And I'm not sure if you're seeing it the way I'm seeing it, but it's all jumbled up at the top. I'm not sure if that is I'm not sure if that's because Joe's working on the rankings.
Yeah. Let me send a message.
But according to this, if it is accurate, you're currently ranked 5th out of 12 in a 12-man league. This is a 2-quarterback, 12-team start 10. So that is the middle ground, meaning you can start up to 3 flexes. So 2 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end. And there, as you can see there in the chat, and as everyone there wants to follow along. But I have a look at your team here. We'll break this down. All right. Whenever you have a second, just pull up his team, and then you can go back to the messages so people can follow along.
Just wanted to reply to TT. He says, will my playbook be in my review section? Yeah, so it'll be in the completed review section, and then there'll be a message tab, and that's where the playbook gets sent within 72 hours.
Yeah, and I think we're doing yours tonight, TT, as well, so definitely stay tuned if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we are doing yours.
I think you are next. So stay
so
tuned.
In reality, his team name is Better Call Hall. And yeah, let me just send this to our devs so they can see.
Just tell Joe to come on the live streams and he could probably see it, because I know he's doing it. But I'll have a read of his team here. Once again, 2 quarterback 12 teams start 10.
Well, I wanted to just say what order he's in, like by just looking, because he's Better Call Saul, Better Call Hall.
Oh yeah, he's 5th out of 12.
1, 2,
according to this.
3, 4, 5. You're probably 7th out of 12 if it was sorted correctly. Yeah, if Joe is watching, our developer, you can see all these leagues are coming up out of sort. And yeah.
Oh, wait,
anyway.
Jerry is here. Sorry. Okay, Scary Jerry. I don't know why I was not linking that. Your name's freaking Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry, just confirm if this is you. Yes, I think you said yes. I had Brees Hall and traded him mid-season. Okay, so let us know if there's any other thing that is wrong. We have our developers working on what is potentially wrong in the order, just so I can get that accurate. But I'll have a look at your team here. Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love, Geno Smith, and the list goes on. Decent quarterback room. Not crazy, but at least you have some guys there in Mahomes and Jordan Love with a good QB3 in Geno Smith. At the running back position, Kyrie Williams, David Montgomery, Brian Robinson, and the list goes on. So you have some good running backs. Nothing crazy again. At the wide receiver position, once again, you can start up to 5 wide receivers: George Pickens, Jalen Waddle, DK, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers, and the list goes on. So not that the best wide receiver room with David Njoku and Evan Ingram.
If I'm seeing this right, no picks in 2025.
Yes, I'm assuming no picks in 2025, but maybe it is a lottery. He's potentially, he says, have a lot of picks in next year's draft and hoping one of them is the wonderful. Okay, never mind. So I'm assuming he means in 2026.
Yeah.
No picks in 25, Jerry said. Okay.
Yeah, what might be best is looking at KTC for now. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we could probably just look at KTC for the order, but we can still just.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I don't think the order matters, and I can look that up later.
Okay.
So there's no
it's
stretch.
good that he says he has no picks in 25 because it shows no picks. I just wasn't sure with the whole rankings on the back end if it might have messed that up, but that's good.
I can tell you on KTC what his actual rank is.
He's ranked 5th on KTC.
Okay, so then that means that aligns with the website then, because he's according to the website.
KTC is ranked off their values. Our site is
that's
ranked
true.
off on my rankings, but my rankings actually aren't right at the moment, so I'm not sure. But anyway, let's continue. No picks in 2025, right? Oops, let me put up the pathways. Just thinking about what pathway to take with this team. This is an interesting one, Badaki, because full transparency, I just don't know. Okay, there's no like elite player on this team. There is no untouchable at all. I wouldn't put Patrick Mahomes in the untouchable category. With no picks in 2025 and 4 in 2026, this feels like we might just kind of be positioning ourselves towards next offseason. But you can make the playoffs like as a fringe team, but I just don't think you're a serious contender right now.
Yeah, I mean, he does have 4 picks in 26, so he's not going to be gaining any players here this year. You can't really sell anyone high at the wide receiver.
Do you have extra picks in 27, Jerry, as well? Sorry, go ahead.
In my perspective, this is just a one year punt.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same when I'm thinking about a pathway for this team. 1 year punt feels accurate. I mean, you could play the sleeper route where you're playing with house money, and I think you can definitely make the playoffs. But I don't really think that you are seriously beating these better teams in the playoffs. Like if we look at baby back Gibbs, Like, are we seriously contending with this team who is starting Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, Nico Collins, Bucky Irving, James Cook? I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, no, we're not competing with that team. You know, we're making the playoffs, but we're definitely not a serious contender because, yeah. And the issue with like just using all these picks in 26, you know, to try and contend right now is please point me towards the soul in Dynasty football who's excited about the 2026 class. Please tell me someone who creates content or a Reddit thread or a Twitter thread where someone's hyping up the 26 class. And I'm not telling you the 26 class is going to be bad, but I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to trade these picks for like a transformational roster right now either. This is not 2024. This is not the year 2023 and everyone knows 2024 is going to blow up, right? You can't trade these picks and go out there and get a Justin Jefferson and also on top of that, grab a Jahmyr Gibbs. And, you know, it's just not possible, right?
Anything can happen, though. Anything can happen. Look at the running back class this year.
Well, anyways, literally this time last year, I was telling you guys it was maybe the best running back class we've ever seen. So we already had that expectation. But
I know.
Yeah, so I just don't think it's possible. And do we know if Jerry has his picks in 2027? Maybe he can let us know.
He hasn't said yet.
But I would lean towards a 1-year punt like you said.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'd probably be holding names like Jalen Coker. I'd be holding like the Waddles. I think Jordan Love is a hold in this scenario. Like, I wouldn't mind selling Mahomes or tearing down from him. So I think those guys are all solid holds. I'd probably add like Jacoby Myers, and we want to sell him maybe in season. Actually, instead of Jacoby, let's add Malik Washington. As far as drops, I mean, you can drop Clyde pretty easily. You can drop Cooper Rush if you want to. You can definitely drop a Bonniconda. Bub Means. These guys are all easy drops. Ty Chandler if you need to clear space. Now, we don't have any picks, so we can't go to the chalkboard and talk about how to use these picks because they don't exist, right? But what we can do is we can talk about ideal trade away targets and talk about what sort of deals we want to see in return. Like Pat Mahomes, clearly last year you would have wanted to sell him. You know, I'll talk about tear down options. We don't have to sell Pat, but we can. I don't mind selling Kyron Williams, David Montgomery. You know, these guys who are really going to let us get significant draft capital, right? B-Rob is probably not in that category, but we'll sell him before the draft. I honestly don't mind selling either of our tight ends, right? I don't mind keeping them. I don't mind selling them. And then at wide receiver, I just don't think you have a single wide receiver worth really selling. Like, could you get a first for Pickens?
Yeah, I was saying the wide receivers could potentially be sold in season. I think there's a lot of question marks for some of these players too. Like if Chris Godwin stays, I think he'll be ready for week 1. I think he's going to be sellable. Same thing with George Pickens, depending on the quarterback play as well. It just all depends on what's going to be happening with those guys.
Let's start with the Pat Mahomes tear down, shall we? And again, my rankings aren't really displayed in the review right now, but we'll still be able to get like a general sense. Of like these tear down options. Maybe we should use like KTC at the moment for rankings just to get like a good gauge. So if we look at quarterbacks, so Mahomes is still ranked 6th. That's actually pretty high. So like our tear down options would be like the Purdy's, the Mayfields, the Lawrence, the McCarthy's, the Penix, you know. So let's say all those. Trevor Lawrence we talked about, Brock Purdy, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy. What's the other names that I said? Baker Mayfield. Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Like that kind of range probably is where you can make some noise, right? So why don't we just start by looking at the team who has Trevor Lawrence?
Drake and Bake.
Yeah, so he has Trevor and JJ. So this could work. I think it'd have to be like a Trevor 106 type of range. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're getting more than that, but you know, shoot, if you can add a Jerry Jeudy on it, great. You know, if you can add a Jerry Jeudy, I don't think that's possible. Right? So I'll put the first trade without Jerry Jeudy. But I mean, if it's not Jerry Jeudy, can you add that 112? You know, that might be reasonable actually. Like the 112 might be reasonable. Or if you can't get that 112, can you get both of those early seconds this year? The 202 and the 203. And then we can send back. What's our team? Where are we? Like Brian Robinson, you know? That might work.
Yeah, that could work.
In fact, you might even be able to do that to get like the 112. But I already like that package a lot. And I would do any of those deals for JJ McCarthy as well. Personally. So I'll just add that on there. Because I don't care which of those guys I get. I'm happy with either of them. And again, like we said, probably the outcome is you get the 106. But of course, you're going to try and stretch out value, and you know your league better than us. So we've talked about the Trevor Lawrence. We talked about JJ McCarthy. How about the team with Brock Purdy?
Let's see. Brock Purdy, Riley, Reed option.
Yeah, no picks.
Have any picks.
I mean, yeah, there's really nothing here to go off of.
You said Penix.
Purdy's not going to work. Yeah, let's go Penix.
Penix is a Joe Mama.
Okay. So
he doesn't have any picks in the first or in 2025 or 2026.
Yeah.
He has some players though.
Yeah, but I just don't see it working. Like, there's no mid-level players.
Nah.
No, that's not going to work. Who else? Baker, we talked about.
Yeah, let's see.
I need to put my glasses on. My eyes are starting to hurt. Getting old.
How I met.
Okay, Baker could work.
105, 107, 109 there.
Baker might be a tough buy now. Like I don't really know that there's that big of a difference between Baker and Mahomes and Dynasty, but I think you'd be going for like the Baker and the 107. Like that's probably, I mean, if you can get the 105, great. I mean, I don't think you get much more than this personally, but if you can do the 107 and 109, great. I just don't think that's really possible anymore. Or maybe you could try and even flex it to adding the 205, you know, at most. I'm just not really sure you're going to be able to get a whole hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Jared Goff was the last one. But yeah, again, like this entire team, I think, keep in mind, and I feel like most time it goes without saying, but sometimes we do have to clarify. You know, you can try these deals now. If they don't work, you can wait until in season 2. You know, you don't have to do it right now. I don't think Goff's going to work. There's just...
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so either. He doesn't have
wiggle room there.
It'll just be that late first because this guy seems crazy.
All right, let's go Kyron Williams because he's definitely, and like I would say this, like in season equals better time to sell. In fact, we're creating some research on the seasons of selling and buying. But yeah, I mean, ideally you get 2 future firsts, right?
Yeah.
Like he comes out the first 5 weeks and he's the top 6 running back. You're like, all right, let me get that 2 future firsts. That would obviously change everything for you. And by the way, I mean, you want to target like 2027 if you can, because you want you don't want to own the entirety of 2026. You really want to own some of each of these classes if possible. But as far as like trading Kyron, if you're not going to go for picks, I'd probably go to the wide receiver position and build that up. So if we're looking for like the equivalent of Kyron, I mean like Roma Dunze, I don't even know. And that just doesn't feel comfortable to me right now. But Ted McMillan, so if you can get anywhere from like the 102 to the 103 range, we're fine with that.
Yeah.
So how about Montgomery? I would say David Montgomery is pretty easy. If you can get any first in any year, you take it. Alternatively, if you can get multiple, let's say like the 2025 201 to 205 plus a future second type of deal, you know?
Yeah, it has to be early seconds.
For Brian Robinson, you would just take I'd say any early second in any year. You know? And again, some of these things you can do in season. B-Rob, I would want to sell now because I do think the Commanders draft the running back.
Yep, I agree.
George Pickens is the same as Montgomery. I think if you can get any first in any year, right? Otherwise, you might as well hold him. You know? There's no reason to sell him for a second round pick. That just doesn't make sense in a rebuild. Not a young wide receiver that has so much potential. And then I really don't think you should sell these tight ends now that I think about it.
Yeah, I wasn't big on selling tight ends because we're just not sure what that 26 class is going to look like. And Evan Ingram's still on a good team. David Njoku, still a young guy.
I'll say this. If you can get any mid-second for Ingram, I think you take that. Because you can keep Njoku. And then Godwin, I mean, it's all dependent on free agency.
Yeah, it depends.
Maybe Godwin is a better hold right now for this guy. I think he probably is a better hold, actually.
I guess like it's more like you sell dependent on what they do. So if they don't draft the wide receiver and they franchise tag Chris Godwin, can you sell him or do they extend him? I'm happy to sell him immediately for, depending on the price, maybe it's like a late first, 2 seconds or something like that.
Yeah. But this is the route I would take, man. I mean, it's not pretty. It's probably not what you want to hear, but it's just my honest truth. I don't think this team is in a good spot. You're like very strongly in the mediocre category right now, like very middle of the pack. And it's not to say the team is bad. It's just right now with currently constructed, if you just keep rocking with it, you'll probably waste this year. And then in 2026, you can reset. But if you try and make a change here by doing a 1-year punt, I think you'll be in a better position next offseason to really take advantage of the situation. So overall team grade, we didn't give. I would probably lean towards like a C+.
Yeah, we didn't get draft capital grade either.
Draft capital grade, I mean, he's got 4 and 26. I'd probably lean A-.
Okay. I'm just going to put your 26 first as untouchables because I don't think you should be selling them.
Yeah.
At least this season. Maybe you can sell them once the 2025 season are done.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. But we appreciate you. Jerry, let us know if you're still here with us, if you have any last minute questions. Once again, not the prettiest team review, not what you wanted to hear, but I mean, the floor is open to you. But as always, you'll be receiving your playbook within 72 hours in the Flock Fantasy Message system with all the customized information that Zach and I drew up here for you.
And again, please, like, the floor is yours, Jerry. Any questions that we didn't cover enough, please let us know. We want to make sure you feel good about your review. And there is a huge battle going on in the chat right now about George Pickens, which I love. That's hilarious to see. But Jerry, please, if there's anything we didn't cover enough, we really, really want to know that you feel good about this. He says, that's what I really wanted. I know I'm very mid, and that's what I was sort of wondering where to go. Appreciate you guys. All right, awesome.
No worries, man. Thank you so much once again for the support.
I'm glad to hear that it was helpful, my friend. And again, sorry about the current my team review section being a little bit messed up there. My favorites, by the way, before we move on, is like the B-Rob where you got like those early seconds, or McCarthy. I also really love the idea of getting 2 future firsts for Kyron. You want to highlight any of these? Maybe.
Yeah, let's.
Some of the other ones.
Yeah, you got Kyron, Patrick Mahomes. We can do one of the Monty ones. Monty for any first in any year, and I personally would like to sell George Pickens. So George Pickens.
Okay. I think that Brian Robinson is a more desperate sell than anyone else on the team, personally. So I'll highlight him and take away one of mine because I think he should be prioritized in a sell.
Sure.
All right. Appreciate you, my friend. Let's go to TTR001. And let's have a look at this team, shall we?
Yeah. So he's by far number 1. By the way, Jerry was 7th, you said, according... I'll count that later.
I think you're going to have to go back through once we get the back end updated.
Okay.
And
I'm just going to put a note to myself on each one. Fix.
Look at Team 11 in TT's team.
Team 11 on TT. Oh my gosh. What does he have?
That's not the worst team I've ever seen, but it's up there. The good news is he has no picks in 2025 to improve his team either.
Y'all taking advantage of people, TT.
Oh yeah, TT looks like he is number 1 by far. He looks like the Thanos, so I'm excited to see this. He did message and say, hey, if you guys want to make this offline, that's okay. I don't want people to think I'm flexing. I just want an actual help. And I'm like, bro, don't worry. Like, it's okay to flex. It's okay to flex first off. And, sometimes, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what people think. By the way, Jerry says, what do you guys think about trading DK? If you do that, I would do it in season, Jerry.
Yeah, I agree.
And ideally, you want to target like a mid first in season is what I'd say. Okay,
Agreed.
shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you so much for the support here, TT. I know you're here in the chat with us, so if there's anything wrong, please jump in, or any other context you would like to add, please jump in. But let's read this context here. So thank you for the review. I love the work you guys do, and where Instruments is getting me signed up for the annual membership, which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
This league is full point tight end premium. Not required to start a tight end though. Figured I'll get a review because why not? Because I'm always open to ideas. Okay.
So if he's not required to start a tight end, then it's probably actually 4 flexes. It's probably something like this as a middle ground because it's a 1 quarterback start 9. And again, I imagine it's some variation of this. So let's have a look at the team, shall we?
So is it 3 flex? Or 3 flex and 3 wide receivers, I'm assuming. Anyways, I'll just keep that as normal because you know your league setup. But let's have a look at this team. At the quarterback position, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love. Great quarterback room, especially in a 1 quarterback. At the running back position, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, James Cook. And Kenneth Walker. At the wide receiver position, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas, Drake London, Jackson Smith and Jigba, T. Higgins, Rome Odunze. with TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle. Do you have any first? You don't have first, but you have some early seconds.
Yeah.
You have 1, 2, 3 early seconds, and you have your first in 2026.
This is the closest I've seen to Thanos since we
need to get like a clip of just like Thanos snapping his fingers once we get our first Thanos team.
This is close, man. Like, I actually think we're like,
I feel like should Thanos be like,
I think this is Thanos, I think.
My thing is, like, if I had a nitpick, like, I'm not saying your tight end is not good, but like, out of all the other positions, your tight ends is clearly not the strongest. Once again, nitpicking the littlest shit, right? To really figure out if it's Thanos.
I'm just going to refresh real quick because I think my rankings are actually right now, but I want to double check. Sorry.
Because I'm thinking, like, should we go out and get a McBride or Bowers and just make this Thanos?
I definitely agree with you, but I am higher on Hawkinson than the average person. He's my tight end 3. But the thing is, Badaki, he has Hawkinson, Kittle, Andrews. I'm sorry. This is a Thanos. Our first Thanos. We have been waiting. We've been waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, what review is this? What number are we on? 114.
114.
Number 114. And I'm, for the first time, comfortable saying Thanos. I think so.
Get the Thanos meme in there. I need a Thanos, like, little clips. Can we go on clips? Search emotes.
Is our first Thanos we've ever given out. We gave out a baby Thanos once. We said, hey, you're like really close. But we didn't feel comfortable giving it out. So out of the 114 teams we've reviewed so far, you are the 0.9%. You are the 0.9%. You are Thanos, good sir. And every move we make is going to be based on how do I get an even better player, right? I mean, that's what we're going to do this entire review. It's all about getting better as our starting lineup. Because right now, his starting lineup is Hurts, Gibbs, Bijan, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, Hawkinson or Kittle, whoever you want. And he doesn't have to start those guys, by the way, which we should remember. Okay, actually, let's rethink this. He doesn't have to start a tight end. Okay, hold on. Hurts, Gibbs, Bijan, CeeDee, Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, London. That is 7. And then he's also got JSN, Higgins. That's 9. And we didn't even talk about James Cook or Ken Walker yet, by the way. So Odunze's on the bench. Walker is on the bench. Connor's on the bench. Andrews and Kittles are on the bench. I mean, that's a Thanos, baby. Come on, that's a Thanos. So, if you were to stick and pick with this team, I mean, you could go literally anywhere. But, you know, if we're going to stick and pick, you have to assume the quarterbacks don't push other players down the board in this sort of format. So you're probably in this range, right, where it's the Giddens, Neal, Samson, Scattaboo range. I don't think Golden makes it past the 202, so I'll remove him here. But this is kind of like this range for all these picks. Like, the thing is, you could, in theory, you could draft some of these guys and you could find the next Bucky Irving, right? I mean, and that's totally what you could do if you stick and pick. It's a good class for running backs. But the issue is when you're 5 running backs deep, and how many do you really need? So the other idea here is trade for tier ups.
Okay? Yeah, that's what I want. I want tier ups. I want some more.
Tier up.
Give me more.
Tier up. So in an ideal world, we're using the 202 plus Ken Walker plus something, right? And we're tiering up to, you know, that's what we have to find out. I mean, shoot, can we do James Cook? Can we find our way into the 101 here? Can we attach James Cook, the 202, and TJ Hawkinson and get the 101? You know, like, what is possible here? The 202, Kenneth Walker, or James Cook is more valuable right now. TJ Hawkinson, remember, it is a full point premium league. Can we get the 101? Is that possible? I mean, shoot, do we need to add? What do we need to add? You know? Can we add the 204 to this? Can we add the 205?
Who has the 101?
I don't know. Like, what would it take to get this done? Do you not need to send those extra seconds?
101 needs a 101 is building. It has 101, 102, 104, 107, 108.
Right? I mean, can we use one of these guys? This can either be Cook or Walker, by the way. Either one. But can we use them to get to the 101? Like, do we have to include Roma Dunze?
I'm just thinking.
Because you can't really tier up much further beyond this. I mean, what we could do is we could attach like Ken Walker to like one of these picks and try for Saquon. Or try and go get like Achane Bucky.
I think I'm just happy to overpay. Like you're in a position. Like I'm happy to give all my seconds, James Cook and TJ. Like the first one, that feels like an overpay, and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Let's get it over with. Let's just give me the person.
But you don't start there though. You start more here.
No.
Right?
Yeah, you start there, 100%. And I'm gonna be saying this. Like I feel like that should be that trade. I want that to be done for the Malik Neighbors, the Puka Nakuas, the Nico Collins. Like I want that as well.
Right. So you're saying the same trade for
Malik, Brian Robinson. I think he already has actually.
You meant Brian Thomas, but
Brian Thomas. Sorry. Yes. But he has Brian Thomas. So like Malik Neighbors, Puka, Brock Bowers. Even though you don't really need a tight end.
Yeah, you don't need to think about tight end at all.
Yeah. So maybe just Malik Neighbors. Can we get Malik Neighbors or Puka? I think if you get Malik Neighbors or Puka here, you're chilling at the running back position. I feel like you can tier up from, which sounds crazy, from the Jackson Smith and Jigsbas, the T Higgins, the Roma Dunzes. Like that's where we need to be tearing up.
The next thing we can do totally is look at. I mean, this is hard because like Higgins is such a good starter, but can we package Higgins? Like, can we do this package that we talked about? Right, and instead of it being Cook, it's Higgins. And can we get Justin Jefferson? You know, can we get Jamar Chase? I don't know. I mean, like, what is possible? You know, it's literally about tearing up as far as you can. I mean, shoot, can I send Jalen Hurts and the 202 or the 205 and go get Jaden Daniels or something? You know? Yeah. Like every move is just a tier up. Can I send Ken Walker and the 205, get Bucky Irving plus something? Like a little pick swap here. Who has Bucky Irving? You know I want Bucky on all my teams.
Oh, TT, is this a money league?
He has the 207. I mean, could you send...
Please tell me this is a money league.
So he sends the 202 and Ken Walker for Bucky in the 207. Bang. Then use the 207 in a bunch of deals to tier up, right? Is there like an obvious rebuilder that we could take advantage of? Like jerk off money doesn't have anything, does he? No. But what about like Kingdom 15?
You gotta up the stakes. You gotta up the stakes, TT.
No, Kingdom doesn't have anything you really want.
Let's double it.
What about
let's make it 60.
What about Tears of Blood? They have Lamar. Okay. What about like stop asking for Chase Brown?
300.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, these are the type of deals you're doing here. Like you're honestly just trying to get the most premium players at every position. And you pretty much have already done that. And it's funny because we don't even really need to go the route of like looking at a Brock Bowers. It doesn't matter in this league. I mean, I guess we could talk about this. Like, even in a full point premium, I'm not opposed to like sending Hawkinson
Well,
and
yeah, that's
Andrews, you know, plus like the 202 or something. Brock Bowers. It's a league that doesn't need to start tight end.
Nah, but the full point premium is huge. So like
these are the kind of directions I'm trying to go here.
yeah. I'm gonna do like a customized thing, TT. So like I'm not gonna put untouchables because you have too many. I'm just gonna put like a picture of Thanos or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I mean, your untouchables are CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Brian Thomas. As far as drops, you could drop. I mean, shoot, I don't really want to drop anyone. If you had to drop 2 players, it'd probably be Malik Washington and Tyler Algier, but I don't want to drop anyone. Again, that's just if you need to drop. Waiver wire isn't working at the moment either. But, dude, you should feel incredible about this team. I mean, I don't really want to sell Roma Dunze, but, like, shoot, if we can use, like, a Dunze right now, you know, like,
Yeah.
going from Roma Dunze to, like, Puka Nacua you talked about. So, like, let's do, like, 2 of those picks plus a Dunze and Hawkinson, and let's go get Puka Nacua or something. You know?
Yeah.
So, but the point is, we would be willing to overpay. You start low, and then you can overpay if you need to. You know what I mean? My favorite trade is trying to get that 101. Like, could you imagine this team with Ashton Genty? A starting lineup of Hurts, Gibbs, Bijan, Genty, CeeDee, Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, and Drake London. I mean, that is insane. You don't have to start tight end, remember. I mean, I love that deal a lot. Of course, I'm going to highlight Bucky Irving. You want to highlight any of these?
I mean, I think it's all great, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I would say, even though you don't need, let's do Jalen Hurts for Jane Daniels.
Yep, I like that.
And then let's do Malik Neighbors one.
Okay. I mean, honestly, just feel good about this. It's okay to flex. You know, it's okay to just know that you're probably going to be winning the... I mean, you could just text your league mates and say, hey, guys, here's my bank details if you want to transfer me directly this year. You know, we can save the fee that PayPal might charge us if you just want to put it right in my bank account. But TT,
you,
if there is anything we didn't cover, please take your time here. Ask us any questions at all. I did see Joseph ask a question. He says, "How do taxi squads work?" And essentially think of it as like your practice squad, right? They are younger players. Your league might have a certain year limit, whether it's rookie or second year or third year, that you can hold them there. And it's basically players that you don't expect to be using in your starting lineup. You let them develop and see if they can turn it into anything. WG says, obviously full rebuild here.
I mean, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, TT. Well, you'll be receiving your playbook within 72 hours. I think I'm gonna take some TLC with yours, so you might not get in that because I want to make it customized because you are our first Thanos, which is awesome. But obviously you'll have all that other stuff there with you there within 72 hours. But we really appreciate you and the support. This is a great team.
Yeah.
I wish I had a team like this.
And I appreciate the kind words at the beginning who says, I love your work and you were instrumental. The work you do is instrumental in getting me signed up to an annual membership. I appreciate that, man. Very kind of you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Can't wait to hopefully see this team next year and see what it looks like. If A and K ITP is with us, I've been trying to get their sleeper ID because they didn't actually link their team. And I would really prefer to review the team when we have access to the entire team,
Wait,
right?
I think he's here. He says, "What's up, guys?"
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. Hey, man, can you send us your league, your sleeper ID? Because right now we will only be able to see your team. We won't be able to see your entire league. Yeah, definitely stay in contact, TT. We appreciate you, man.
You know, one thing we didn't do was obviously team grade is an A plus.
Yes, team grade is an A plus.
And then draft capital was.
You can just put like B flat.
Yeah. But other than that, it should be good.
I think I sent it in the messages on the review. Let's see here. Let me refresh on my end because I didn't see it just then, but I might have. Yeah, I'm still not seeing it.
Let me see if I can.
Can you see it on the message tab of his review?
Let's see. Let me see if I sent it on my end. My reviews. It's taking forever. Okay, here we go. No, I cannot see that.
Yeah, I mean, just so you guys know, we can't actually see your my team section, right? Like, we can't actually view that from your end. We can only view the ones that we've linked ourselves. But just send us a message in that reviews tab, my friend, with your sleeper ID, and we will get to that here. Just want to make sure we give you the best review possible. Let's have a look here. He says, "Have you got it now?"
Yeah, we got it now.
Okay.
Well, you just came through twice. I don't know if you sent it twice.
Yeah, things are a little buggy right now on the site. Sorry about that, guys. But we do have it, which is great, which means I can come over here. I can go to just temporarily looking at your league here. Let's have a look. Okay. Awesome. So we are able to see his team, which is great. And let's go ahead and get started.
Yeah, let's have a look. Appreciate you for the support once again. He says 12 team, super flex, full PPR, tight end premium. It is a start 9. Let us know what the premium is as well. Roster feels stuck after 3 years into league. Startup draft quarterback was Field and Watson. Did not pan out, so need help at quarterback. Have stars / foundational pieces at each position, but feels stuck with capped guys like Devonta Smith and Flowers. Any moves, trades, pivot, thanks. Okay. All right, well, let's have a look at this team. So this is a 12-team Superflex Start 9. It's a 0.5 tight end premium. And
Superflex Start 9?
Yeah, Superflex Start 9.
So a smaller lineup then. You can flex 2 players, basically.
Yeah, meat and potatoes
meat
there.
and potatoes lineup. And remember, his team has Caleb Williams, Tracy Bijan. So let's try and find that. Oh, it's just him Fields, which you would be ranked 1, 2, 3, 5, I think, like 5 or 6 in that range, kind of middle of the pack.
A 5 out of 12.
Somewhere there in that range. I don't know for sure. We'll have to wait until the site updates. But go ahead and read the team. Again, Superflex, tight end premium, start 9.
Yeah, give me a sec. Once again, I have to get on my.
Okay.
I need to get it on my end here on Keep Trade Cut because I can't link the team.
That's okay. I can read it out for us if we want.
I got it here. Caleb Williams, Justin Fields, DTR, Deshaun Watson. So there's not the best quarterback room like you already mentioned. At the running back position, you got Bijan, Tracy, J.K., Ramondre Stevenson. Some good pieces there for sure. At the wide receiver position, Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers, Ayuk, Ricky, and the list goes on, with really no tight end there either with Jake Ferguson. But you do have some decent picks as well. I mean, I can see that you have the 105, the 212, you have 2 first and 26, and you have your 27 picks as well. So not bad.
Yeah, I'm adding those that draft capital right now so we can talk about that too. But yeah, okay. So I mean, the good news is in a start 9, you really do want to have those premium players. and you have a couple of those untouchable names like Bijan and Justin Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
So that is the good news. Bad news is it really falls off after those names quite significantly. And if I'm thinking about your starting lineup right now in a super flex league, we have to kind of hope Fields is starting. We don't know that, but Caleb, Fields, Bijan, Tracy. Hopefully Tracy doesn't lose his job. Jefferson, Flowers, Ferguson, and then you'd probably start like Ayuk or Smith. You know, honestly, I don't think we're far off. I really don't think we're that far away. The route I'd probably take here is like using the 104 to try to address quarterback. And then if Tracy keeps his job, we can compete. If Tracy doesn't keep his job, maybe we reassess. Because, I mean, let's say we're able to turn the 105 into like Michael Penix, for example. Like, then you got Caleb and Penix. If they develop this year and they're ready to go, great. If they don't, they're still young guys you can build around if you need a reset. And then Bijan is not going to lose his job, but if Tracy loses his job in season, we can reset. I'm definitely not opposed to selling Zay Flowers. I've talked about that before. And then if we can use the 212 to try and improve tight end, which Jake Ferguson might be better this year anyway with Dak back. But I kind of feel like it's weird because the other route is by completely resetting a 1-year punt and selling Jefferson and Bijan and tearing down. But in a start 9, I don't really know I want to do that.
I think there's just a lot of question marks on the team. You know, like what's going to happen. Like my perspective is like, let's just say worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is Justin Fields is not a starter. Tyrone loses his job. Brandon Ayuk, even though he got injured earlier in the season, is still not 100% and it's going to take him some time to get onto the field. Zay Flowers, like you mentioned, you want to sell because of that production. Like that's worst case scenario, and he doesn't even have a tight end. You have Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
But like that is worst case scenario. So those are 4 of your key players that you can't replace, not even in this draft, because you only have the 105 and you have the 212 who could be something.
But I play it the other way because at the 105 you can turn into Penix. You have Caleb, Penix, Bijan, Jefferson as like a solid 4 that you're not worried about. And then you have Flowers, Ayuk, Smith, which I believe you can definitely play in flex. It's just that running back room is unnerving.
Yeah. So I think it's tough. I think I see this more as like a 1-year punt, but I get it because I know like I don't want to sell Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, if you're gonna punt, then what are you doing with this roster?
Yeah, exactly. Right, like I don't want to sell Justin Jefferson, so it's best to just try and compete now. But like then if you can't compete or if the things don't go your way, then you just wasted a year, and then you're gonna waste another year in 2026 because you still have to fill these gaps.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I don't think
it's tough.
I don't think you're gonna struggle to sell Jefferson or Bijan next year if you want to.
Yeah.
If that happens. Look, I'll just say like if you need to reset in season, then
I guess
you're down from Justin Jefferson and Bijan Robinson.
I guess it could be an in or out essentially.
Yeah,
but like the in or out is based off of the NFL draft, not based on you, you know. But like, we'll put it as in or out because a lot of things are going to matter.
Yeah, so at the 105, I mean, this team obviously needs help at quarterback. I don't really love this class at quarterback. But, you know, it's definitely in range with, like, the Ward and Sanders. At the back end of the second round, it's really hard to say. I mean, ideally you go like an Elijah Arroyo or something, but we don't really know. Um,
I mean, yeah.
I think the other route for me is trying to use that 105 to trade for a quarterback. And I can tell you like the list of players that I'd be looking to trade for. Michael Penix comes to mind, for sure. If I can get JJ McCarthy plus, and we can look at that. There's another list. I mean, let me look at my rankings here. I can pull them up somewhere. Or this, I guess this is expert consensus right now. If you can turn the 105 into like Purdy plus, for sure I'd be interested in that. So those are like the three names I'd really love exploring. I think you get Penix at best with the 105. I don't think you can add on to it. But you add Penix to a quarterback room that has Caleb, Penix, Fields. That's just pure potential. That's pure what ifs. That's pure upside. And of course, still gives you the flexibility with Caleb and Penix being young to transition this to a one-year punt in season if you need to. Let's have a look at the team that owns JJ McCarthy. So in this scenario, it would be like McCarthy. I mean, it's not an ideal team, but they have James Cook. And if you can do like McCarthy and James Cook and send away the 105 and Tyrone Tracy, that would be, in my opinion, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that would be good.
If you want to go the route of Brock Purdy, then we're looking at team 12, and it would be like a Purdy DK, Purdy DJ, Purdy Kamara type of range, right? Like, so Purdy DK Metcalf, I think that would be great for your team. DJ Moore would be even better, right? I prefer DJ Moore, but he probably costs more right now. Metcalf's probably the easier buy. I mean, you could even try and go the route where you do like a pick swap. Brock Purdy plus a future first, and then you send the 105 and, Justin Fields maybe. If not Justin Fields, you could try and use like Tyrone Tracy there, or something in that nature. Justin Fields might not work, so you might have to send Ricky Pearsall, for example, which I don't want to do, but in this scenario, getting this value, I would be fine with.
Who's I can't look, but really random. What's the waiver wire look like for quarterbacks?
I don't know because that feature's not working anymore.
Oh, it's not working right now. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, which I'll let them know.
It works for me. I just clicked on something. Double check it. It works for me on a different player, on a different user, but I don't know about on yours.
It hasn't been working for me all day, but
well, click in the center like on picks.
Yeah, I have been.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's working with this other team, so I won't put anything in there.
Right. Okay. Never
mind. Maybe you can't view that in my teams. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Basically, I was gonna say like, if there's like a Jordan Travis out there, I would pick him up with the quarterback position. I know you don't have any best quarterbacks.
He's got Marcus Mariota rostered, so probably not.
It's mostly dry since our bench is 20 spots. Okay, never mind.
The other route you could go here is you use a 105 on a running back and you try and sell like Stevenson and Dobbins for a weaker quarterback 3. So, you in this scenario, you go Caleb Johnson, Amarian Hampton, Travion Henderson or something. And then what you would do there is Ramondre Stevenson plus Justin Fields plus the 212, for example. And I think Fields is probably not a great sell right now, but can you get to Dak Prescott? He's very cheap right now. Can you get to Tua? Can you get to Sam Darnold? Right? Like that's the other range you can go there. So the only other way around this team is by tearing down from Bijan and Jefferson. I just don't want to do that in a start 9. At the 212, I think you really should target a tight end like Elijah Arroyo. We've seen that's possible. We've been in plenty of mocks where he falls to the 3rd round. So he'd be my ideal target there, or even like a Harold Fannin if he gets good draft capital. And yes, like it might not be perfect, but you're buying all relatively young players that you can still trade if things kind of tear down. I will say Ramondre Stevenson, I would definitely be willing to sell for like any mid-second. So like the 201 to the 207 range. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just talking to the devs. Give me a sec.
Yeah. You were right. Click the middle arrow. The arrow sorts by that column.
Yeah, the arrow shows by the column, but not like.
No, I just told you I can see the waivers, just not on this team though.
Yeah, not on this team, but that's why probably because it's on my teams. Well, he was. I'm assuming he was watching because he messaged us.
It's still not sorting the teams, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But it was working on it worked on the next player.
Yeah. Anyway, like Stevenson, I would sell for any second like that, and J.K. Dobbins, same thing. Right? I think that's kind of like the same range there. And I would be willing to sell those guys before the draft. I don't think you need to wait.
No.
Zay Flowers is the only other name. Right now, Zay Flowers, for some reason, is valued like the 106 to 107 range. I would do that in a heartbeat. For some reason, you can tier down to like, I mean, let me see what KTC says for a second. But if we go to Flowers, so he's in tier 10. You look at these names like Waddle in tier 12, right? Metcalf, Jameson, Olave.
Right.
Any of those names I'd be willing to tier down to. So like DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Brandon Ayuk, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams. Like any of these guys I'd be willing to tier down to. And ideally what you do is you like get like an early second. So here's an example. Zay Flowers plus, you know, a future third for, you know, who was the worst ranked of those guys? Was it Jameson Williams?
Yeah. Jameson
Williams for like the 207 or something this route, this year, 206. I don't know. Ankit says, yeah, I was trying to move pieces like Smith, Flowers, Dobbins after your recent video. Feel like they're capped on their teams. I agree with you, man. I agree.
Yeah.
So this is an example of what those tear downs could look like. You're not going to be able to tear down to a first for any of these players. It's unrealistic. But mid-second, you could probably do, and you're getting a player that's going to produce just as much, right? That's the way I would play this. Because, again, like, okay, we get Penix. We can still reset. We get McCarthy. We can still reset, right? We get Darnold. Well, we still needed a quarterback, too, anyway. And we're still selling Stevenson and Dobbins to position ourselves better. Still selling Flowers. That's the way I would take this team.
Yeah.
But I understand where Badaki's coming from, where like, hey, in season, maybe you do have to hit the reset button.
My perspective is like there's a lot of things that need to hit and go your way that it most likely I don't want to say most likely it's not going to happen, but I just feel that yeah, I guess I'm going to say that. I feel like that's most likely not going to go your way, where you could probably sell now at their peak. Because what happens if Justin Jefferson gets hurt? What happens if Bijan gets hurt? Or like obviously it's just worst case scenario. So I'm just trying to avoid worst case scenario for you. So just get ahead of the curve and get some capital.
I'm not sure it would hurt Bijan that much though. I mean, he's 23.
I guess it just depends. Like worst case scenario, like in his perspective, Justin Jefferson tears his ACL.
Sure.
Like that's absolute worst. And he's like, damn, like I should have sold before. Yeah. Like you just never know.
Imagine he tears down for Brandon Ayuk and Brandon Ayuk tears his ACL.
I mean, yeah, that can happen to anyone. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It can happen to anyone. It's just like you're getting the max value on Justin Jefferson now rather than saying you can get it later if it does happen.
I hear both angles, but I think you can do it in a way where you have flexibility still.
Yeah.
Untouchables, Bijan Jefferson. Holds would be like Ricky Pearsall is a great hold. Justin Fields is actually a pretty good hold as well with this team's needs. You can cut a ton of these players. Marcus Mariota, Tyson Bagent, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Jamal Williams, Jalen Naylor if you wanted, KJ Osborne, Tyler Scott, Kylan Granson, Josh Wiley. I mean, you can cut a ton of these names if you want to. Not that you have to, but if you want to, you can easily clear space. Do we give a team grade?
No, we didn't get a team grade or draft capital.
Yeah, team grade feels like, because it is so top heavy in a smaller league, I'm not going to be too harsh. And again, that's why I keep having this hope. Because if you have Bijan and Jefferson in the start 9, I mean, you're not that far off. I put like B-.
B- draft capital or team grade?
Team grade. Draft capital, B flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do one more.
I would
prioritize quarterback myself with the 105. And if you have conviction in a Sanders award, then you can draft those guys as high as the 105. I would just rather go the route of addressing it with players already in the NFL. McCarthy, Penix, Purdy,
I think like another thing you can do is your league the best. So if you don't think that the top 6 picks are going to take a quarterback and you have the 105, can you move back to the 108 and potentially secure yourself for Sanders or Ward and see what that's and get some more value out of that? So obviously that's going to happen in drafts or in your draft. So just
the tough part as well is I think we are probably more than any other community pushing the quarterbacks down drafts than others. Like if you were to look like a consensus rookie draft somewhere else, it might not look like ours, obviously, because we have our own opinions and everyone else does. So anyway,
appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. You'll be receiving this within 72 hours. All the customized information that we broke down here for you on the Flock Fantasy Message System, which is where you sent your sleeper ID. So keep tuned for that. You should be getting an email or a message when I send that to you. But once again, all that customized, untouchable holds, positional rankings there. But we appreciate you and your support, man. Thank you so much.
Definitely appreciate you big time, my friend. And thanks for the support. You've come back for quite a few reviews and appreciate that constant support. It's good to know that people keep wanting the reviews from us. That's always an encouraging sign.
That is right. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll do one more tonight, and then we've got a couple for tomorrow's stream lined up. If you're out there and you want your team reviewed, very simple. The best way to get it is by becoming a yearly Mother Flocker member, annual Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND. You can check out the pinned comment, flockfantasy.com/LAND. Not only will you get the team playbook, right, which will be completely customized to everything we talk about with you, to your league as well. You also get a rookie report, free trade question voucher, unlock our complete rankings, premium tools and databases. So yeah, definitely the best bang for your buck. You can also just go to the Flock store and purchase one, regardless of what promo code you're on, if you want to buy one through the Flock store a la carte from us. All right. Reed. Last one of the day.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Let's have read this context here. And I am not seeing any. Okay, you put in the message system.
Yeah.
Okay, he says, run up this past season, -3 points combined between defense and kickers. That's just unlucky. You know, you don't have no more kickers or defense. Instead, 3 IDP slots. Okay. Just trying to see how I can upgrade my team. I was trying to see if the guy who owns Brian Thomas, McBride, and Gibbs will trade them. Very unlikely at the moment. Okay, your team name is Island of Roster Moreau. And according to this, it looks like you're first. You're first out of 10. This is a 2-quarterback, 10-team start 9, which is middle ground. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I know, meat and potatoes, excuse me. And let's have a look at this roster here. Island of Roster Moreau, 2-quarterback, super flex. And let us
That's
know
actually
if there's
pretty
anything.
funny. That's a very
Yeah.
cliche. What's the word? Like,
Unique.
what's it when it's like a small group? It's not cliche. What is the word? It's a very anyway. It's like a word for that where it's like it's its own small community that would. Anyway, go ahead.
Niche.
Yeah, there it is. Niche. It's a very niche name for our Foster Moreau stands
Moreau.
out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Super flex, 10-team, start 9. So it's a smaller lineup that is meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes. Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Michael Penix, and Anthony Richardson, a plethora of quarterbacks. Wow, we should definitely sell one of those guys potentially. Yep. At the running back position, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, downtown, Ramondre Stevenson, and Nick Chubb. Great running back room. At the wide receiver position, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, Marvin Harrison Jr., Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin. The list goes on with Sam Laporta. And you have the 101, the 102, the 105, the 106. This guy is taking advantage of somebody. I got to stand up here. Could this be the second Thanos?
Dude, I was literally just thinking that, like,
could this be it?
It's taken 114 reviews to get a Thanos, and we might have 2 on the same day. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon. Let me think this through. Okay, so you don't have the quarterback room for a Thanos. You have a bunch of great names, but you could trade them into a Thanos. You know, you could make a trade into a Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, you know, Jaden Daniels.
And you're gonna get Ashton Genty. You're gonna get another wide receiver, Ted or an Amarion, and you still have the 105 and the 106 to move. I mean,
I think he's a quarterback and a tight end upgrade away from a Thanos, but
this is a Thanos, which it's not a baby Thanos, but this is like you are Thanos. You have 3 out of the 5 stones.
Yeah, you're in progress right now.
Yeah, like that's.
So I don't want to put the tag on it yet. You can put on the pathway like baby Thanos if you want to put that tag there, but we do need to make moves first before we can claim that.
Yep.
Because Laporta last year, this probably would have been a Thanos with Laporta there, but we're just a quarterback upgrade and a tight end upgrade away, I think, because we're gonna have Genty. So okay, team overall grade. Like I am gonna say A+. It's an A+ team when you consider draft capital and the entire team with all the assets. We just need to craft it a little bit. Draft capital grade, how could you not say it's an A+? It has the 101, the 102, the 105, the 106 in all of his future picks. Untouchables, how much time you got? Jefferson, Bijan, Lamb, Neighbors, Burrow. Players that you can drop, Jermaine Burton. If you need to make space, Nick Chubb, if you need to make space. But I wouldn't want to drop another name outside of Burton. Players that you can hold. Definitely Jordan Whittington. I would put Penix on this list. I wouldn't want to sell Penix if I'm him of the quarterbacks we have. I like Kraft as a hold.
I think that's good. But yes, we got four untouchables,
Yeah.
and then 2 holds and 2 drops. So
Pathway, like we said, baby Thanos, we'll call it for now. Crafting a Thanos, maybe, is a better way to say it.
He said I can also get the 103 if I trade away JT, which you did ask that question earlier because you are in Reed.
Yeah.
So if that is possible and that's still in your inbox, I personally would say just accept it now. Would you agree with me there?
I think I would, yeah. I'm just curious what like the ranking most people use would say to that. Like that's well, I guess my only question is what if, yeah, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. I was gonna say, what if like these running backs don't actually get all the capital we expect they will, but I think at minimum you'll have one more guy outside of Tet that's going to get that capital you expect.
I mean,
so.
you can use this. You can sell this guy a quarterback. Sorry, I'm just looking at the guy that has the 103. Oh, he has the CJ Stroud. It's a 2-quarterback league, and he's trying to sell his 103 for Jonathan Taylor.
Let me remove this team from my thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we're here. Okay, so the team that has the 103 is team.
It's technically team 2, Process Truthers.
Okay, so they have the 103. They have no quarterback in a super flex league. Yeah, I mean, he says I offered him a quarterback, but he wants a running quarterback.
He wants
They give him Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, give him Anthony Richardson.
That's the definition there, right? Yeah, he runs. Yeah, so if we add A-Rich, what could we get back from him? I mean, what does he have on his team that we really like? Yeah.
I like Drake. I like Rome though. Like those are great guys.
Yeah. I mean, could we get like the 103 if we add A-Rich into there? What if we just kept stockpiling? Like we did like the 103 in a future first. For Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson.
He does want AR. It's just turned into FS. It just turned into Superflex this year. Right. Oh my gosh. Does that mean other teams are struggling at the quarterback position? Let's just see.
Probably.
Yes. Team 4, Shadow.
Well, look, if you can take this deal, you take the 103. I think we do that. Let's just start there.
Jalen Hurts. Okay, some teams are struggling. Really just only 2 more. Or 2 teams.
Well, this guy has 1 quarterback. Bearded Papa could use some help. What we want to do is find someone who has a top heavy and try and like, oh, this is perfect. The Jaden Daniels owner has Russell Wilson. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's use that 102 and attach it to Trevor Lawrence, you think?
102 Trevor.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to go Caleb. I was targeting Achan as well. He wants Martin Harrison. I'm happy to go like 103 Caleb for Jaden Daniels and like a T. I don't know if you could do T.
Well, if you can do 102 plus Trevor for Jaden Daniels, I would be obsessed with that. But I don't think you get anything back in return from that.
I just would imagine the person would just go for Caleb. But yes, I'm okay to give that up.
Sure. If you want to go the Caleb route, then I think you go the 103 plus Caleb Williams. And then I just don't want to. I would not sell Caleb Williams. I just wouldn't do it after Ben Johnson joined. You know?
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm going to check on plays 1 second.
But yeah, I mean, that would be incredible. Then all of a sudden, your team, you have Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. I mean, you're unstoppable. You add Ashton Genty at the 101. It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, I don't even mind the idea of an upgrade from Laporta. Like the 106 plus Sam Laporta. Does that get us to Trey McBride plus something? Who has McBride on this in this league? Let's have a look. There it is. Team 7. So yeah, like in this scenario, he also has Gibbs. Could we give him Chase Brown? Like, okay, let's do one without McBride or without Chase Brown, and then we'll keep looking at this. But he has a 204. So McBride in the 204, is that possible? That would be very enticing to me. Alternatively, can you make this even bigger and add Jameer Gibbs into this? You send him Chase Brown. Instead of the 204, you add Jameer Gibbs, and instead of the 106, you're sending the 102. The 102, Laporta, Chase Brown for Trey McBride, Jameer Gibbs. You lose Chase Brown, big deal. Look at your team. You'd have Gibbs and Bijan. That would be incredible. You'd have Trey McBride. I mean, that would be awesome. I love the Daniels idea. You know, I'm not opposed to this idea, by the way, for Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, right? You know, those are really the guys you'd pay that much for. But of course, we haven't even talked about, like, if you stick and pick, like, you're going to add Ashton Genty. I think no matter what, you should keep Genty. Especially if you trade away Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
You know, at the 101, it's one of these. At the 102, it's one of these guys. Same at the 105. It's at all these picks. It's like, you know, so you could go McMillan here. You could grab Henderson and Johnson with these picks, and you could feel great about that. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, then your roster looks even deeper, but I just would like to package like Lawrence or Richardson to really solidify that quarterback 2 role. We can try the A-Rich role, 102 plus A-Rich. And does that get us like Joe Burrow range?
Yeah.
Or we already have Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he has Joe Burrow. Yeah.
But does that get us like Jalen Hurts? You know? Does that get us? Yeah, there's not really another quarterback I really want to go to there with that kind of capital. Then I was thinking about Brock Bowers as well with all these assets. Who has Brock Bowers? I think it is Shadow. And Shadow needs help everywhere.
Would it be crazy if he did like... Would it be crazy if he did like Sam Laporta? Like in this perspective, we're going to give away the 101. Sam Laporta, the 101, you get Brock Bowers and something back. Because you have the 102, 103. Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't think it's crazy. I'd rather use Trevor and these picks to go out there and
yeah, we could do that as well.
You know?
Yeah.
Like T-Law, the 102, the 103, and the 105. Because we're adding the 103. That would still leave us the 101 and the 106. Trevor and the 102. Try and make that relatively close to Daniels. The 103 and the 105 close to Bowers. So we lose a lot of our picks, but we had Jaden Daniels and Brock Bowers, which would make your team literally unstoppable. Imagine Jaden Daniels here, Brock Bowers there. It's over. You add Genty, it's over. You know, I'm obsessed with this idea.
Yeah, I like that one.
If you don't want to include Daniels in there and they don't want to get rid of Daniels, do they need a quarterback?
Daniels
they do.
Team, they do. They need another quarterback.
So what we could try to do is send them A-Rich and Laporta and the 106 for Brock Bowers. And maybe they can send us a little something back, like, I don't know what, the 209 or something?
Yeah.
Right? You don't need A-Rich at all. Literally, it doesn't mean anything to you. And that would be an incredible buy of Bowers as well. These are the type of deals I'm doing all day with this team. I mean, can I turn Zay Flowers plus the 106? You know, what range would that get me in, I wonder, if we use this calculator, which we hate, but it's what everyone else has used. You know, if we add the 106 onto that, I mean, what kind of range am I in now? Do I get in a Amon-Ra range? Okay, that says even, which is so stupid. Who do we not have? Yeah, okay. Do we go get Amon-Ra? You know, this is so dumb to me, but if it's actually possible, then we don't have Brian Thomas. And can you get a future second on that? I don't know. Yeah, really, that's like the range there. Puka Nacua?
Yeah.
It's just like tear up city everywhere. He says, I traded Amon-Ra last year for Bijan and Jaden Reed. Okay. Team 7, he says, 99.9% chance of holding Gibbs, Brian Thomas McBride, and even Garrett Wilson. He was targeting A-Chan as well. He wants Marvin. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you have Chase Brown as your RB3 after you sell Taylor and get in Ashton Genty and Bijan, I don't think you're really needing to get a Devon A-Chan on this team right now. But that's the direction I'd take this, man. I'd probably keep the 101, stick and pick. I'd try to use these 2 picks, the 102 and the 105, to upgrade. I mean, the only pick I'd definitely keep is the 101. Everything else, I'm willing to stick and pick. I'm also willing to shop with all these deals that we talked about.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm obsessed with the idea of like doing this huge package.
Jay and Daniels, Brock Bowers, that'll make you Daniels for sure.
Yeah. Is there 2 you want to highlight here?
Flowers. Either Flowers, whether it's Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you have Puka. Sorry, I didn't realize.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, let's do one of the other ones up top. Let's do another one of these quarterbacks. Let's do Lamar Jackson.
And then we obviously are talking about the 103 one, which we're definitely doing.
Yeah.
Reedson, please ask us any questions that you have, man. I mean, it was a little more straightforward, but to me, like, the pathway for this team is very straightforward. In season, I don't mind selling Godwin and Chubb if they have any value. You know, that's the only other thing I'll say here. You're not going to be able to do it right now or even after free agency. Ramondre Stevenson, I'd sell for any early second. I don't think there's anyone else on this team I don't think you get anything for Chubb, to be honest. Yeah. I like this team, man. I like this team.
Yeah, man. This is a great team. Thank you so much for your support.
Let's say, by the way, I mean, so he turns Jonathan Taylor into the 103. Then he drafts Ashton Genty, right? Then let's say he turned Trevor and all these picks into Jaden Daniels and Brock Bowers. Okay? So, and then he turned Zay Flowers in the 106 into Amon-Ra. Let's say all those things actually lined up. And it's probably not all going to line up. Right? But you add Genty, Daniels, Bowers, Amon-Ra. Your starting lineup would be Burrow, Daniels, Bijan, Genty, Jefferson, Lamb, Bowers, Amon-Ra, Neighbors, which is, you would be Thanos for sure.
Yeah.
He says, was thinking of going to get Jamar, which we can definitely do. I mean, would you try and use Marvin if you were going to do that? So like a Marvin, Harrison, plus it'd have to be like the 103 or something in that range. Yeah, if you can make the most of these trades, what would you say, Badaki? Would you hold or sell Chase Brown? Because right now you can get a first for him, pretty much guaranteed.
You could get if you want to get the most, you should trade him away.
Like, what is he right now? Like the 108, 109 range?
Because if you're holding Chase Brown before the NFL draft, after the NFL draft, and they draft a running back, then it's probably not the best.
Yeah, he's in that range, but I mean, it's risk reward, right? Because if the Bengals don't go out there and actually draft someone, then Chase Brown's going to be worth more than this. And it's just a risk reward move.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's a fantastic team. Second closest to Thanos we've ever seen. Marv plus 102, I think, yeah, I'd be willing to do that for Burrow. In your scenario. I mean, a rebuilder, obviously, we wouldn't do that. But in your scenario, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man.
Team 7 would offer the 104, but he wants to see if he doesn't get competition. The 104 for Chase Brown?
Dude, I would try. I would throw something at him. Let's add Chase Brown and throw him. Give him Anthony Richardson for free. I don't give a shit.
You could definitely figure out a throw in. Okay, so New Jersey gas jockey. So let's give him let's give him Chase Brown and Zay Flowers. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we could do Chase Brown plus Zay Flowers. We want the 104.
You said team 2.
And we're going to add... We're going to add, like, what? The 204 or something?
Yeah. I think if someone...
If you don't want to go that far, then another add-in instead of Zay Flowers could be... like a Chris Godwin, for example.
Yeah, you can do Chris Godwin.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson. You know?
Yeah. 100%. I would be okay with that.
Because there's not a scenario where you regret this based off what we expect from this running back class. Maybe the Zay Flowers one you do last. Try that one last. But yeah, man, I like that a lot. Wish I had this team. Anyway, we do appreciate you, man. Like Badaki always says, your playbook will be customized and sent to you within 72 hours. Please feel free. We're here. We're here until you're happy, right? We're not going to end the stream until you're happy. But that is all the reviews we'll do tonight. We do have Thor and Golf Stallion here. Thor, we sent you a couple messages there. And definitely give those a look on the site. And that's it. That's it for today.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate you.
Yep.
72 hours. Stay tuned.
If you want your playbook, become a yearly Mother Flocker member with code LAND, and you will be good to go. We appreciate y'all. Long stream, but we are done, and we'll see y'all soon. Nothing but love. We'll see you.